I've never met a happy man. Have you? If you have, please tell me, because I never met one. And as you get older, you realize that you've been manipulated. You know? Even the way to walk. My father used to walk like Groucho Marx, sunk into the earth, you see. It's a great way to walk, to get the vibration from the underground. But no, we're taught to walk straight up, high. The energy comes from below in this walk. We're actually find out in our life things that we're only permitted to know. We're only permitted to know it. The subjects in school, you see. And even for me, the study of the Talmud, I'm studying Pesachim. And the interpretations are only the permitted, the allowed. You see? When does night start? What does the word or mean? What is the whole thing about the Pesach offering? And then the analysis of this is within a context to keep you in line, in the group, in the fold. And that you can't really find your way, your individual way, your interpretive way. And what does this mean? And this is why everybody's unhappy. Especially in things like the context of sexuality. See? It's a whole social manipulation of a perpetuation of the societal, including the religion. And so they give you a text, and then they tell you what to believe in the text and within the text. Instead of you developing it yourself. Oh, the concepts of the analysis of the letter Bet to start the Torah. Well, this is, and then in school, in regular secular schools, learning ridiculous things. I was learning French for 15 years in school, in a country here that doesn't speak French. Nobody speaks French here. And yet that's what they taught me in school. Because it was classy, you see. The whole thing was classy to learn French. See?
And half, right?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Good. It's okay.
So that's the permissible. And then if you have a point of view different than that permissible, even if it's well-founded in the text, it's not the accepted halakha, not the accepted for the group. So you have to now submit to the group. And that's why you'll never be happy. You will never be happy that way. And then they talk about things called the Yetzer Hara. The naturalness of the human being is called the Yetzer Hara. And the energies that you possess, the sexual energy, by definition, it's different. And you have to put it into context where you have to have the same sexual partner for 50 years. Then you married a partner. And then my new thing is just getting up at midnight. There's energies in the night that we're not permitted to explore. Because they've made these prayer things around a daytime, where it's a daytime period. It's prolific for the daytime and for work. And the perpetuation of the slave mentality. The man is made for work. Wouldn't it be funny if he wasn't? Wouldn't it be funny if he was made here to elevate an aspect of soul within him, instead of being a house painter, a tennis pro, a writer, anything? But as I always say is, like, the world's worst things are the highest things, like being a doctor. When somebody says to me, oh, my son's a doctor, I say, oh, I'm sorry. Or a lawyer, a phony lawyer. Because the whole society, because it's how you interpret the law. So by definition, it's a phony. And so at the end, nobody's happy. Everybody goes out unhappy. And everybody spends their time unhappy, unfulfilled. And how are you going to change it? How are you going to change it for yourself? How are you going to recognize these things? Huh? You tell me. And I think that is the true findings within Judaism. I think it's possible. I do. I really do. I think the text is possible to find these answers. And they're in the answers. The answers are there. But when you give them to the society, to the community, to the synagogue life, they're rejected. It's okay to sit around some Shabbos table singing these Shabbos songs, meaningless songs. That's okay. You know, some communal thing. But if you have an original idea, you're out. You're out, but they perpetuate you as a sinner. You see? It's a bad religiosity. It's a bad Jew. Somebody who needs teshuvah. That's what they are. Let me go into Dad's Groucho Marx walk to get the energy from underneath. Oh, heaven forbid if you got the energy from underneath coming up. I have these answers. But even myself, I've had the answers. They were given to me. They were given to me in dream, in symbol. And you can't believe it. Because you can't, how can you do it if you've given, it was given, but it's against the societal in general. It's against the religious perpetuation of the community. But I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see as that's what's leading to the Mashiach. I really don't. I think that's what's keeping us from Mashiach. The consciousness. And what is the consciousness of Mashiach? And that's where I am right now. This is where I am right now.